Dividend distribution tax uniformly applies to all investors irrespective of their income slabs. This is perceived to distort the fairness and the progressive nature of taxes. Persons with relatively higher income can bear a higher tax cost. I therefore propose that in addition to the DDT paid by the companies, tax at the rate of 10% of the gross amount of dividend will be payable by recipients, that is an individual, HUF and firm, receiving dividend in excess of 10 lakh rupees per annum. I also propose to raise the surcharge from 12% to 15% on person other than companies, firms, cooperative societies having an income of over rupees 1 crore. I also propose to collect at source at the rate of 1% on purchase of luxury cars exceeding a value of 10 lakhs and purchase of goods and services in cash exceeding rupees 2 lakhs. For compliant taxpayers with resources, this levy will not only advance collection of taxes when expenditure is incurred, but it provides data to the tax authorities to identify the persons who incur such expenditure but may be missing from the tax base. Farmers and notified class of persons will have an option of giving a form by which TCS will not be charged. Rate of security transactions tax in the case of options is proposed to be increased from 0.017 to 0.05%. In order to tap tax on income accruing to foreign e-commerce companies from India, it is proposed that a person making a payment to a non-resident trust who does not have a permanent establishment exceeding in aggregate 1% in the year as consideration on online advertisement will withhold tax at 6% gross amount paid as equalization levy. The levy will only apply to B2B transactions. I propose to impose a cess called the Krishi Kalyan cess, that is 0.5% on all taxable services, proceeds of which would be exclusively used for financing initiatives relating to the improvement of agriculture and welfare of farmer. The cess will come into force with effect from 1st of June 2016. Input tax credit on this cess will be available for payment of this cess. The pollution and the traffic situation in Indian cities is a matter of concern. I propose to levy an infrastructure cess of 1% on small petrol, LPG and CNG cars, 2.5% on diesel cars of certain capacity, and 4% on other high engine capacity vehicles and SUVs. Madam, the exemptions the exemption rate of duty which existed on parts of environment friendly vehicles, which expires on 31st March this year, I am planning to continue that. I propose to impose an excise duty of 1% without input tax credit or 12.5% with input tax credit on articles of jewelry, excluding silver jewelry, other than studded with diamonds and some other precious metals, with a higher exemption and eligible limits of rupees 6 crores and 12 crores respectively. Necessary steps will be taken to enable the new taxpayers to comply with this levy without any difficulty. I propose to change the excise duty on branded ready-made garments and made-up garments of textiles with a retail price of above rupees 1,000 from nil to an input tax credit of 6%/12.5 with input credit to 2% without input tax credit or 12% with input tax credit. I propose to rename the clean energy cess levied on coal, lignite and peat as clean environment cess and simultaneously increase its rate from rupees 200 per ton to rupees 400 per ton. To discourage consumption of tobacco and tobacco products, I propose to increase excise duty on various tobacco products other than BDs by about 10 to 15%. I propose to amend the finance bill so as to declare assignment by the government of the right to use radio frequency spectrum in its subsequent transfer a service to make it clear that the assignment of the right to use the spectrum is service leviable to service tax and not sale of intangible goods.